Howdy gamers, old gamer guy here. Unto the End is one of those games that just sort of showed up randomly in the PlayStation Store, and I thought it looked interesting, so I picked it up, and I liked it enough to make this video showing you about my first half hour of gameplay and kind of talk about my first impressions. There's not a whole lot of storytelling so far, but obviously we have a guy here who is setting off from his wife, and I guess that's maybe his son. And right away the game gives you this message: combat is deliberate, you can lose your sword, run out of supplies, and bleed to death. Reading, reacting, and staying calm are vital. So already I'm intrigued. It's obviously a side-scrolling game, and it has basically a cartoonish sort of a art style. But you start off following this animal. Maybe this guy's out hunting for food for his family, and then he falls through the ice. And I guess it goes without saying that there are spoilers in this video, so be aware of that. But our hero falls into a cave. You can use L1 to pick things up and to search corpses and whatnot. You saw that there are some creatures down in this cave, and I'm just testing the different buttons right there. But over here on the right side of the cave is what appears to be a locked door, and I wasted a good amount of time trying to get through this door. But I finally gave up and went back to the left over here. And you do get a little tutorial. This is the type of game that doesn't really hold your hand very much. It doesn't give you much information, but you do get a little bit of a tutorial. And we've got a door over here, or an obstruction, and I should have realized that if I kept hitting this obstruction it would eventually break and I could get through there, but for some reason I stopped hitting it and I went back to the right for a while and wasted some more time over at the locked door, and then I came on back. You can see how dark this game gets. It does require the torch at times. I always like it when games do that. But eventually I broke through this door and continued on into this room, where I immediately got a little bit stuck again, stupidly. It's a dead end over on the left side. And I went all the way back to the other room for a while, but then I eventually came back in here and I realized if I jumped up, I could break through these bones and get to this other passage. And we have a few things to pick up here. Some herbs and some bones. I think eventually I find some sticks. And then we continue on into the cave, the darkness of the cave. This game has good atmosphere for having a less than realistic art style. And we have what appears to be a dead body here with some herbs, and we are about to find the game's first trap. And I stupidly triggered the trap. You can see, well, it's hard to see, but he has a little blood on his shirt there now. But let's move on. Climb this ladder. Some sticks. And you actually have the ability to double jump and get up to a higher point like this one here, but I didn't realize it at the time. My video game skills will fail me several times during this video, as you'll see. But let's check over this way. And our hero has discovered the double jump. Not exactly a double jump, but you can jump up higher by hitting the jump button twice. It looks like blood on the ground there and a corpse. And now we are back to this room. But this time when I drop into the hole, he obviously lands awkwardly. And now he has much more blood on his shirt. And I think at this point I am bleeding steadily. But I, of course, do not realize it at the time. And continue on back the way we came, back the way we went before. And right there you can tell that he's hurting badly. Those herbs can be eaten to slow bleeding, but if for some reason I didn't eat an herb, I just continued on here. And you can hear a sound, a rhythmic sound, becoming more frequent as he bleeds. And there we go, my very first death. What an exciting moment in this epic journey. But the checkpoint put us all the way back over here. All the items are back on the ground. The trap is reset. These bones are back covering this hole. The trap is reset here, so this time, cleverly, I avoid getting hit in the face. Never fear though, I will set off another trap before the end of the video. And over here we have discovered what appears to be a campfire and another person over there on the left. Maybe a creature, or maybe a person. You can do some crafting here at the campfire. This is just our inventory here. We've got a lock of hair that was given to us by the wife. I just brewed a health tonic. You can improve your armor if you have the proper supplies. You can heal your wounds. And lastly, we have sparring practice. So I'm not going to talk all the way through this part. I'll just let you watch while I do the sparring practice, but it appears like this is a memory of him at his homestead with his wife and child. And he is going to practice fighting. So he has a feisty wife. I like it, but you can also see that the combat in this game is actually kind of deep, deeper than I expected, at least. But let's go back to the campfire and see what's up with this other person or this creature over here. I have the ability to offer him an herb, so maybe he is injured in some way. And in gratitude, he gives me an old key, which can be used, you guessed it, back at that locked door. So I ran all the way back to this locked door. And there it is in the inventory. So now we can move on in this direction. Need to get our torch out again. And now we are approaching another trap and unfortunately another death because I handle it badly. Oh, and it takes me a stupid number of tries to get by this. It's kind of embarrassing. But I finally made it. My video game skills should have gotten me past this much quicker, but I must be slipping these days. So we make it across. There's another creature over there on the other side of this gap. For some reason I put my torch down. I guess I picked something up. But I try to jump, and I fail. And it took me a few more tries to get by this trap again, even though I knew how to do it technically. So that was embarrassing too. But this time, I will successfully make this jump. And now I know there's a creature nearby, so I better practice my blocking very briefly. And here we are about to have some combat. There we go. Our first kill of the game. Very exciting. I'm not sure I needed to drink my health tonic there, but I did. And we're approaching the end of the video now. This is as far as I made it in my first half hour, so not a great showing, but I do like this game. I don't know if you can tell. I like the atmosphere, and the art style, even though it's not realistic, but I like this game. And I'm going to show you one more trap and one more death before I sign off here. It's kind of a different trap from the others. Oh, well, that'll do it for this video. As always, thanks for watching.